nerds, welcome to the Paper Fold. I am your host, Sarah, the paper nerd, and I'm so glad to be back nerding out with you on my favorite topic, stationery. Before I get to my guest today, I want to shout out Detroit's own Avanti Press. This all-American brand always has dazzling card design up its sleeve, poised to elevate the everyday. Lately, I am swooning for the gorgeously hysterical Nikki D release from the award-winning humorist Leslie Moke Murray. And speaking of Nikki D, Avanti Press recently introduced a lavish custom display for that Luxe brand that immediately sold out. Look for it in your favorite stationery gift or gourmet shop, and if you spot it, get ready for the ultimate card shopping experience. Aside from the glorious cards it designs and distributes, Avanti Press has consistently raised a big tent for our dynamic card community since the 1980s and helped make stationery the one-of-a-kind collaborative space that other creative industries envy. Accordingly, Avanti Press has asked me to invite my listeners to please consider joining the Greeting Card Association and attending events like Noted and the upcoming GCA Workshop and Retreat. That's coming up this October in Denver, Colorado, and it seems as though every time I open my LinkedIn, I read about another amazing session. Your gateway to these and other great events starts at greetingcard.org. Now, on to the episode. If you have been to any major gift shows since 2016, you probably spotted those Golden Gems signature hot pink and somewhat mysterious cool shit inside totes on several people's arms before getting anywhere near its booth. Golden Gems is the brainchild of sisters Susan Logsdon and Amanda Helman, and its brilliance truly becomes clear once you encounter its booth, a festival of neon, glitter, and empowering messaging that stops you in your tracks. At least that was my experience when I first spied their Make Cool Shit, Take No Shit offering several years back. I've been obsessed with everything they put out ever since. Golden Gems is far more than just another wholesale brand, however. It now encompasses 3 stores across greater St. Louis, and they recently opened Hidden Gems, which the sisters describe as a one-of-a-kind dive disco bar a few doors down from their flagship headquarters. It is nearly impossible to not be in awe of where these sisters are taking their Golden Gems, so you know I had a million questions for Susan and Amanda. They'll be here right after this. Hey nerds, by now most of you are doubtless familiar with that fantastic and fantastical LA-based brand Girl with Knife, as well as its creative powerhouse founder, Alicia Castaldi. This brand's rise and evolution has been as dramatic and sharp as, well, the edge of a knife. That's because Girl with Knife is more than your new BFF in paper goods and home decor. It's a mood and a lifestyle, as illustrated by the awards it's stacked up in its brief existence like so many pairs of Jimmy Choos. Alicia won the highly competitive and coveted Artist of the Year Louis Award in 2022 and also took Best Use of Profanity honors in the Noted and Noted Awards not once, but twice. Since then, she has been busy living up to those monikers both within the stationery and gift communities and beyond. Because Alicia's perspective extends beyond product and into our entire surroundings, she has chosen to redesign a series of houses dotted across Southern California, from Bel Air to Palm Springs, with an eye toward creating living design spaces for her brand. She calls these Knife Houses, and they are receiving major airtime from HGTV and the like. Knife House Bel Air is finally complete, and you can go behind the scenes with Alicia 24/7 as she takes the space from ho-hum to jaw-dropping on Instagram. Just follow Knife House Design, all one word, and let the before and afters begin. Meanwhile, Girl with Knife is the first paper brand I can think of to receive major international press coverage in Hola Magazine Spain, as well as Hello Magazine UK and Hola Magazine Mexico. Behind all the glamour, however, there is authentic emotion and edge behind each product Alicia creates, be it greeting card, candle, art print, or desk must-have. Alicia has been a guest on this podcast and shared how autobiographical notes run through every last piece. There is so much more than meets the eye. While it is hard for me to pick a favorite, I am so drawn to Alicia's Your Simply Exquisite design, showcasing a delicate heron against yellow and white flowers on a sea of pink. It's a wrap, it's a candle, and it's a greeting card, so you can truly immerse yourself in every last design. So, If you're a paper nerd out in the wild looking to express your best self as you uplift those you adore, head on over to girlwithknife, all spelled out, .com and immerse yourself. Meanwhile, if you are in the trade, shop this brand sensation exclusively on Faire 24/7. I guarantee your stationery, as well as your living and workspaces, will slay. Susan and Amanda, welcome to the Paper Fold.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you. We're excited to be here.
Thank you so much for dropping in. So the official Golden Gems origin story is that you started your empowering, inspiring brand in Amanda's living room in 2016 with 8 products. But since you are sisters, I know the concept was hatched long before that. If it's anything like me and my sister, it would have been like while we were playing Barbies at the age of 5.
Yes.
So I know when Amy and I had you on our podcast, you sang the song that you made up as children. Can you please sing that again?
It was our mantra that we created. We created this, I don't know, late one night after some wine. Mm-hmm. We decided to make a mantra, and it's we, the Golden Gems, the former craft makers of America, do solemnly swear to make cool shit, hustle like a mother, take no shit, kill it like no other. Who run the world? Girls.
Oh my gosh. I love that so much. When was this generated?
Oh gosh, this was in 2016, 2016. Yeah. We were preparing for our first craft show, and we were up really late making things, and we were a little delirious at this point. And we were like, we should come up with a mantra that we just like every day when we come into the studio, we do this thing so we can get in the right mindset. It just naturally flowed. I don't know how our minds were delirious and on wine, I guess. So
I love it. I think it's your unofficial theme. I mean, it is your unofficial theme song.
Right.
I feel like it's sort of in different versions on some of your products, correct?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But you really have to make something with the whole shebang on it.
Yeah, I know.
We need to put it on something.
I know. We've been talking about it, and we need to. But we do the make cool shit, take no shit is kind of all over all of our stuff. So, and that's really our main mantra that we kind of live by in general. So, yeah.
Right. I mean, from that, everything sort of flows.
Right.
So, obviously, since 2016, unlike a lot of other things in this country, Golden Gems has really bloomed. I mean, it's really remarkable. I hear success stories from time to time, but they've sort of become further and fewer between. And I think yours is so compelling. So you've expanded to 3 stores in the St. Louis area, including one in a mall, which says to me like you're kind of hitting the burbs.
Yeah. That one was really fun to open. Oh, did we lose you?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine.
That one was really fun to open. One of the things that we didn't really know how we would be received out in the county and the burbs. And so when we opened it, we just got overwhelmingly positive feedback that this is what the county needed, and this is what they had been looking for, something like our space. And a lot of people somebody came in, and I mean, people came in. I mean, we were crying, they were crying, and telling us they'd never felt seen before, and it was really beautiful. And one of the things that came out of that is people were like, we just want to come and hang out in here. I would pay money just to hang out in here because I feel so good. And that kind of led us to thinking about different ways of including the community into different spaces, and like what other kinds of spaces could we create. So that kind of led us to opening the bar, which I'm
Opening
sure
the bar. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but it's amazing. I mean, like, if your suburbs are anything like my suburbs, I would think that your venue is like nothing else in the mall. And especially for like a lot of the younger kids who maybe don't like get out as much, like it's like, it must be just revolutionary to see your messaging and your colors and to feel so empowered. But yeah, when I saw you at the winter markets, you told me you opened your quote one of a kind disco dive bar end quote hidden gem just 2 doors down, and that's from your flagship Locust Street headquarters in Midtown St. Louis. It features 300 disco balls over the dance floor, which must be some kind of world record, and offers an inclusive space for the surrounding community. So I want to hear about bringing a stationery, gift, and lifestyle brand to a new space. How does this venue expand on your Golden Gems brand? How does drinking tie into stationery and messaging? Like, I just want to hear about how how it all comes together.
Yeah, I think that like Amanda was saying, like from the beginning, we really wanted to not only create a brand where we're selling products, but also create a lifestyle brand where we're having like events and different hangouts and things associated with our brand and for our brand. So like the bar is really just been an extension of that, and this place where it gives us a new opportunity to create even more inclusive spaces to put on these types of events. I think that one thing that's really cool about our brand and that we've seen over and over again with some of our events, that they're really like permission giving kind of events. Like a lot of like, I don't know, we've hosted like a botox event, and kind of that can be a little bit taboo with people, but it's like an entry level. They come in, they're like, okay, it's not so scary. We've hosted a tattoo event, and like so many people have gotten their first tattoos at these events, because tattoo parlors can be really scary and intimidating. And I think that that's kind of what we want to do with the bar space too, is create these events that maybe, I don't know, people don't know a lot about, and maybe are a little intimidated to go to, like a drag brunch or, I don't know, a burlesque show. That's what's been really, really cool and really fun to see.
It's amazing. I mean, you're building community, in a different sort of space. How, like, I guess, I'm trying to envision it. Do a lot of your products, are they in the bar, like on the walls, I assume? And like, how have you integrated your brand into the bar?
Yeah. I think we've done it with, we have a merch component over at the bar. So some t-shirts and key tags and some of our Golden Gems type of products. That is something like we've been open about 6 months that we're like working on and trying to infuse more into. But I think that the branding and the slogans and the posters on the wall all kind of go back to that like Golden Gems vibe.
I think too, it's also just the experience. I think that we've created is like you get a similar experience at the bar that you would get coming into our retail stores.
Yes.
But whereas our retail stores are, they're more transactional. People are coming in to purchase items and gifts and, then they leave. This really gives people that space to stay and hang out and be who they want to be and be who they are. And, it's been really cool to see people coming in and, you get that you feel included and safe in the space. And it's been really, really cool to watch it grow. And, it's not necessarily just about drinking. I mean, we have lots of NA options as well, but it's really just creating an experience and a space and creating those, like Susan said, those kind of permission giving spaces. So we get to put on lots of really fun events, and it really has just expanded the amount of events that we can do. So Golden Gems we've always been putting on fun events, but this just makes it just we can reach so many more people now, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, every stationery shop that I've heard that does a lot of events, they open an event space, or I've had a few that they'll turn into like a party center if you want to do a bridal shower or that kind of thing. But this is the first that's like, this is a bar. I mean, this is a place you go to hang out. I've got to imagine that, the events that you have, not that you're having a flower arranging event, but that would be very different in a bar setting than it is in like a very tailored, event space attached to your average stationery and gift shop. It's just a different vibe and a different mood. It feels very like young to me, which I love. So I have to ask, are you planning any events or have you had any events where card writing or card sending is a component of it?
We haven't, but that is something that we have talked about with, we've talked about we want to do like a, what is that? A drag story time, or,
Yes.
We have talked about, we're in talks with some, florists who want to do some flower arranging classes there.
Fun.
But yeah, like that's a great idea. I actually haven't thought about that. That would be a really fun event that we could put on. Especially with, I think, even just like letter writing campaigns and, the things of the world that are happening now, if there's anything like that we could put on, that would be really fun. But I've never, that's like such a fun component.
We have a few things coming up that are, there's some local like craft organizations. They're hosting some craft nights. I think they're doing more, the yarn kind of fiber arts or like collages.
Yes.
Early on though, we talked about creating a postcard. We did. We talked about creating a postcard that people could
your
write
check
a postcard.
would come on it. Yeah, and then they could write their postcard, and that we would send it off for them. We would mail it for them.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, we actually do that now. I completely forgot that idea.
I've heard of drunk dialing,
right?
Drunk
postcards.
What did I write you? I totally forgot, and they mailed it.
Oh my gosh, okay, we need to check that back into our mental note to actually do that.
Well, listen, if you start doing it, if you start doing some of these events, I want to hear about it because I just think it's incredible. And then the other thing I'm really curious about is since you've become bar owners, like what you are taking, like from that experience running a bar, which is a totally different kind of business, to your wholesale offerings. Like, do you find that it's inspiring, like what you're introducing at the summer markets, for example?
Oh, absolutely. Opening the bar has kind of, it's just, it's broadened our eyes to all the different things that all the different potential that we can do and all the different things we could do. So we're excited about our, in the process of the last few months as we've opened the bar and kind of gotten that footing, we've been working on a new collection that we have coming out at the trade shows, the summer trade shows that we're really excited about. But I think you should talk about them because you were. I was looking at your brainchild.
I don't know if it was necessarily inspired by the bar, but maybe working with so many different personalities now. That is how it kind of came to be. It's called the Color Collection, and it's based on 8 different personas. So we created 8 different personas, loosely based on different personality research that we've done, and like looking into your like auras and your chakras, and like we came up with a mantra for each color. We came up with a personality quiz. You can scan a QR code, and it'll tell you what color you are. And it comes with we have perfume line, candles, like the apothecary section. And then it also is all the fun stationery items as well. So we're really excited to put that out this summer in about a week.
Oh, I love it. And it's so like on the tails of all the zodiac stuff, all those different types of personalities. Like people love categorizing, finding out what category we fit in. So I love that you've come up with an entirely new.
It's been really, really fun.
Yeah, it has been fun. And it's fun too. I mean, we made playlists on Spotify for each color that you can download, and the quiz is really fun to take. So it's been really fun for all of our staff everyone took the quiz and it was like, I'm an orange or I'm a purple, so yeah, it's been really fun.
I can't wait to find out. I can't wait to take it and find out what color I am.
Yes.
We'll be right back after this.
Is the pressure of your wedding day being perfect from sunrise to sunset weighing on your mind? Planning a wedding can be stressful, but it shouldn't be, and that's why we're here to help. On the Bridechilla podcast, we celebrate love and help you plan your wedding day. We're all about keeping it real and having fun every step of the way. So whether you're just starting to plan or counting down the days, we're here to help you stay cool, calm, and collected. We have expert tips and amazing guests. Let's get this party started and embrace your inner Bridechilla. Listen to Bridechilla wherever you get your podcasts, or visit us at thebridechilla.com.
And we're back. One thing that I didn't mention, but that is really coming, it's all coming back to me as I'm talking with you. You also really use the bar for advocacy of various, social causes. Now, cause-related merchandise has really kind of come into its own in stationery and gifts. Over the last couple of years, it's almost like people almost expect every product they see to be giving a little bit back to something deserving. But you're doing it. You've totally taken it to a different level with hidden gems. And so what can you give my listeners an idea of some of the events you have done? Because I know every time I go on your Instagram feed, there's a new one. So can you give my listeners a taste of that?
Yeah, I mean, so our whole business model is based on, we make products, but then we also want to amplify voices, and we also want to celebrate. And so we just have a lot of, we have a whole thing called Gems Give Back, a whole program that we do where we give back to different organizations, every month. And then over at the bar has allowed us to do a lot of really fun things too. We can do, we'll create certain drinks for different events that we're having. So we've had a Planned Parenthood trivia night. We've done something for, Missouri has been, is one of those states that, we've been trying to get, some of these abortion bans, off the ballot. And so, we've worked with, Missouri or abortion access. And then we've worked with Metro Trans Umbrella Group, and they're a local group here that is advocating for the trans community. And so it's fun. We get to partner with these different things. WorkFest is a festival that happens here in St. Louis that celebrates Black artists and musicians and their performers. And so we hosted some things for them where, a portion of drinks were given back to them. And so it's just really cool that we love being able to invite the community in.
Yes.
And to be able to give back to the community at the same time. And so that's what we do at Golden Gems. And so it's been really exciting to be able to do that more with the bar.
I mean, that's amazing. I mean, it's so fluid in terms of you can, pick an organization and immediately make a difference and see it around you. And it really kind of positions you in the community as well. I mean, it's such a win-win. And then of course it always keeps your programming fresh. So there's always something new. I'm sure people who go to bars are the same way as gift people who walk up to booze and are like, what's new? It's just, we're also novelty driven. I think it's very American.
Sure. Yes.
So, I'm obviously clearly an enormous fan of your mission of inspiring and empowering women to live unapologetically, take up space, and live life on your own terms. Fortunately for young women, I mean, this message is everywhere. I would have loved to have seen it, when I was in my 20s and so on. But unfortunately, it's kind of harder to differentiate yourself as more and more brands sort of like enter start kind of throwing their skin in this race. So here's my $1 million question. How do you keep your brand fresh and vision? How do you keep your brand fresh and your vision distinctive? How do you constantly differentiate yourself?
Yeah, it's really hard.
It's hard.
Because I think what we've seen is over, especially the last 6 or 7 years, since we started. I think at the beginning, it felt like we were doing something really new and fresh. And it's great getting that message out there. There are a lot more businesses now out there in the world with very similar messages. I think just like always remembering to stay true to ourselves has been something that's been really important. So it's with that give back component, with sticking to like inspiring and empowering,
amplifying and celebrating. Those are kind of our we have 4 pillars, and it's to inspire, it's to amplify, it's to celebrate, and it's to give back. And so those are the things that we are constantly going back to. And I think that, we really care, and we are trying to be authentic. And I think that just in us just being who we are, I think that helps differentiate us. But also, we're constantly pivoting. So we're on to the next thing. We're constantly just trying to think about what's next so that we can stay at the forefront of that.
Absolutely. I mean, if it's not authentic, it's it reads inauthentic in a second. People are so quick to do that, and I just feel like like when I would see your booth in Atlanta or New York, like it still feels very different. But I love that you have these pillars and they're really your values, I guess, your mission values, and they're literally your framework, to kind of like support you as you move forward. With the publication, I'm not a big fan. Like, I don't really read any of my competing publications. I read a lot of shelter mags, but I don't like to have anything that I do be in response to anything else I see. Like, I want to have the confidence in myself to generate like what I feel is going on and what I need to generate, not to be in response to someone else's ideas. And I think that just keeps everything very organic and authentic, and like clearly whatever you're doing is working.
Oh, thank you.
So so before we go, it's time for Nerd Notes, which is sponsored by Paper Baristas. If you have listened to Christy's episode, she is devoted to making the world a better place, one card at a time. And how better to do that than with an incredible letter or card? So I want to ask you both about a favorite card or letter you received, just the first one that comes to your head. And I'll go first. This is from a woman named Susie McKig, who used to have a store called Twig and Fig in Berkeley. She's since moved to, I believe she's in Italy, but year in and year out, I would see her at National Stationery Show and a few other gift shows, and she always did like the most over-the-top, crazy invitations made out of like chunks of wood and, like just very, very high-end, cerebral and stuff. And so I wrote a profile of her. The store is no longer. I wrote a profile of her in our summer 2015 issue, and she sent me this as a thank you on her personal stationery. I do have the envelope. It gets separated because I love the envelope so much. So this is her personal stationery. It's a gatefold.
That's so fun.
And it's a drawing of San Francisco, and all she sort of did is calligraphied in the margins. And
oh my gosh,
it's just like the most like far out thing I've ever received as a thank you. And since she was in San Francisco, the back is all like scenes out of San
It's really
Francisco.
beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love that.
So yeah, I feel like I've had the pleasure of knowing so many great venues and stores, and I wrote this article almost 10 years ago. I've forgotten what it's about, but I'll always like have this, and it's just so special to me. And thank you, Susie. I'll try to get this episode to you so you can hear it, that I saved your card. Thank you again. All right. So I got to hear yours. I know yours are good.
Well, yours is good. I mean, so we did, ours are probably more sentimental.
I know.
That's good. That's good.
So mine is, I got this card from one of our team members. She left it on my desk after she knew I was kind of going through a hard time. And, I came to work on one day, and she had written me this really lovely card and really sweet things about just like her time here and how much she loves it and how much she's so excited to just be a part of the team. And, it was one of those, like, I don't know, you get one
Surprise.
Just like, oh my God, that's so sweet. I'm like, I need to write more cards.
I mean, the best ones are when you don't expect it. And those are some of my favorite cards to receive. And I think, like, good for you. And you're creating, a community for young women. I remember what it was like when I just got out of college and was starting out. Like, it's very hard. So for someone local who's sort of finding their place to be able to like glom onto the whole Golden Gems vibe in whatever way they're working for you, like, that's incredible.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been cool. And I love this one too.
Here's
This
mine.
one.
So, this cutie little girl popped into the shop several weeks ago, and she gave this to the girls at the front desk, and it's for me and Amanda. And they had painted a really cute little canvas picture inspired by some of our artwork, but she left us this little card, and Amanda and Susan, here's my appreciation letter. And it was just this cute little heart. And she just said, thank you for bringing the world Golden Gems. And as artists, we're charged to birth inspiration and change. Thanks for sharing your gifts with the world. And I just like pinned it up on my bulletin board. I just thought it was like the sweetest.
So nice.
Like just out of the blue gift. And it's just so like a great reminder and so sweet, like what these little unexpected little notes can really mean to somebody and how cool it is that they took the time to do that.
Completely. Oh, well, obviously you guys are like totally rocking her world. Like you're the coolest thing she's ever seen, So who knows what she'll go on to create, and she'll, and you're like in the framework of her subconscious. That's incredible. Well, I can't thank you enough for sharing both of those. Both of those are incredible. And again, I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me just as we're all like getting ready for the summer markets. So,
oh my gosh, we're happy to. It's always so much fun to see you.
Thank you guys so much for coming by, and please keep me in touch with what you're going on. I feel like you opened a bar. Next time I see you, who knows what you'll have open. So,
right?
Thank you guys again.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks you.
Thank you so much, Susan and Amanda, for dropping in the Paperfold. It is just always a treat to hang out, and I am jealous of St. Louisans for having this incredible brand and hidden gems in their backyard. I hope they realize how lucky they are. Ladies, please just say the word if you want to expand to Cleveland. Finally, thank you for listening. Of course, feel free to give me a 5-star rating and review if you are so inclined. The Paperfold is proud to be a member of the Evergreen Podcasts Network. To learn more about this dynamic community, please visit evergreenpodcasts.com. Thank you so much, nerds, and please stay safe out there.